Creepy dark tunnels, don't enter, turn back now. You've been warned. Yeah, sounds like the perfect material for a top 5 scary videos list. Don't worry guys, we've got you covered. Although, you go first and I'll just kind of wait in the entrance, shine a flashlight down there and tell you how scary it looks. Don't worry, you'll be fine. You know what they say guys, spooky is as spooky does, and what I mean by that, I have no idea. But I thought that it sounded pretty cool, so there you have it. Hello horror fans, and once again welcome back to the scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos. As always, I'll be your horror host Jack Finch as we try our hardest not to go towards that proverbial light and take a look at the top 5 scary tunnels that should never be explored. Roll the clip.
It's just our friend, he's gone missing. Something's taken him.
Right, I want all of you to come with me now.
Hey!
For the curious amongst you, that clip was from the awesome 2011 Australian horror flick, The Tunnel, and be forewarned because those guys should have never followed him down that tunnel. It's Horror 101 guys, we're better than that, right? Well, without further delay, let's take a look. Kicking off at number 5, the Churchill Tunnel, Virginia. Now, as we've come to realise over our time here at Top 5 Scary Videos, Virginia is a pretty spooky place, and it's jam-packed with haunted tales and spooky landmarks, several of which will make this list. One of those is the Churchill Tunnel in Richmond, Virginia, which was built in 1873 and existed without incident all the way until 1902, when allegedly a portion of the tunnel collapsed, trapping several workers inside. The town decided to close the tunnel all the way until the 1920s, and in 1925 the tunnel was reopened, where excavators found the grisly remains of the dead buried beneath the rubble. What makes this tale interesting though is that the Churchill Tunnel is inexplicably tied to the legendary Richmond vampire, a man named William Poole that was run out of England in the 1800s for allegedly being a vampire, where he made his new home in Virginia. As the legend goes, when the tunnel was reopened, rescue teams found an unearthly blood-covered creature with jagged teeth and flayed skin feasting on one of the victims, which escaped and then fled into a nearby cemetery. Who would have thought it? Spooky stuff. Coming in at number 4, the Blue Ghost Tunnel, Ontario. And we're heading over to my current neck of the woods, the Ontario province of Canada, to a haunted landmark that is often tied up with the legendary Screaming Tunnel in Niagara, but in my opinion, this one's much more terrifying. Also known as the Meriton Tunnel or the Grand Trunk Railway Tunnel, it was built in 1876 and served as a more durable way to cross the canal system in Thorold, Ontario. But during its construction and subsequent use, a total of 107 men met their deaths within its vicinity in a brutal and tragic series of fatal accidents, and its bloody history has earned it the reputation of being one of the most haunted places in Canada. Now it serves as a hotspot for thrill seekers and paranormal researchers across North America who regularly brave its dark domain for its alleged connection to the spiritual realm. Often investigators have reported a blue mist that beckons those that see it venture deeper into the tunnel. There have also been several consistent reports of a strange, choked weeping noise coming from the darkness, yet those that try and find the source of the sound can never quite pinpoint it, as if it's always just out of eyeshot in the darkness. Convenient. Next up at number 3, the Williamson Tunnels, Liverpool. And I've just got to stick this place on our list because I've actually been through a small portion of the Williamson Tunnels, and let me tell you, even without their allegedly sinister nature and demonic urban legends, they're spooky as hell. Built between 1810 and 1840, they were built by renowned tobacco merchant and landowner Joseph Williamson, spreading underneath a large subterranean portion of the Edge Hill area of Liverpool, and no one knows for certain exactly why he built them. The most commonly accepted theory is that Joseph Williamson was a proud philanthropist and used the excavation as a means to employ the homeless, teaching them quarrying and stonemasonry skills along the way, which, when you think about it, is a really nice thing to do, if it's true. Although there are more nefarious theories, some have suggested Williamson was searching for something deep beneath the earth, using the tunnels as a means to escape the end times, while others theorise they were part of a smuggling operation or a tax evasion scheme. Whatever the truth, the Williamson Tunnels are a spooky experience, and if you ever find yourself in Liverpool, feel free to explore. Oh wait, yeah, sorry, that's not the title. I mean, do not enter. Swinging in at number 2, Big Bull Tunnel, Virginia. And again, we're heading back to Virginia because, like I told you guys, their #1 natural resource is creepy urban legends, and they do them very well. It's no exception then that the Big Bull Tunnel in southwest Virginia is only ever heard in the whispers and murmurings of the Appalachian locals, and a long forgotten haunted location shrouded in a dark and mysterious past. The exact time of construction of the Big Bull Tunnel is hard to verify, but was discussed in a variety of engineering magazines as far back as 1893. It is likely that construction occurred sometime in the late 1870s, when those that began building it would cement its grisly and violent origins. All in all, dozens of working men fell victim to strange and avoidable accidents, and in 1905, Big Bull Tunnel was site to its first alleged ghost story. As a train broke down outside the tunnel, the conductor went to place a warning on the other side, but when he returned to his crew, what he had witnessed sent shivers down their spine. He told of screams and voices coming from deep within the tunnel, and the crew later verified his claims when they witnessed voices screaming themselves. Allegedly, they heard them say, "Remove this awful weight from my body, and then they are drinking my blood." Due to its remote location, thankfully, Big Bull Tunnel rarely has visitors, but whatever lingers there isn't happy. So stay away. And finally, at our #1 spot, the Hoosac Tunnel, Massachusetts. And I'm not going to lie, but I'm captivated completely by the dark history that surrounds the Hoosac Tunnel and the importance that it holds in North American folklore and paranormal urban legends. It's a fascinating tale, and from a historical standpoint, a grim monument to how little value life had throughout the 1800s. Building began in 1851, and at the time, the Hoosac Tunnel in Massachusetts was to be the largest in North America. Throughout its 24-year construction, 195 workers lost their lives in grisly engineering accidents. We could detail an entire video's worth of the Hoosac Tunnel's violent history, but its most notorious incident is known as the Bloody Pit. On October 17th, 1867, 13 men were working at the bottom of a 583-foot exhaust chimney at the roof of the Hoosac Mountain when fumes ignited and caused an explosion that would ultimately flood the shaft with debris and water. The miners on the surface of the mountain, after various stifled rescue attempts, believed that nobody could have survived the incident, and so sealed the shaft shut. It wasn't until months later, when the shaft had been further excavated, that they found the grim reality. Several men had actually survived and lived long enough to make a makeshift raft to escape the flooding. In the end, they starved to death, leaving scratch marks in the rock face as the only sign of their torment. If there's any haunted tunnel that deserves its place in the halls of haunted hallmark, then it's the Hoosac Tunnel in Massachusetts, a true horror legend. Well, unfortunately folks, that's all we've got time for in today's video. Before we depart, let's read out some of your more creative comments from over the past few days. MK Ultra Butterfly says, Florida has an obsession with naming things after the devil also, and I guess that explains a lot about Florida, right? Wherever it is, Virginia, Florida, Georgia, I'm willing to put money on the fact that if you put devil in front of anything, you're going to get a few spooks. The devil's tea cozy. See? Spooky already, right? Ty Roberts says, just realised that I've binge watched this channel for 2 days. I wonder what the outside world is like. Keep up the good work. Ty, 2 days, dude. Well, thank you, but I'm gonna intervene. You gotta take a break, buddy. You know what my boy Bilbo Baggins always says? It's a dangerous business going out your door. You step out into the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off. But look at all the fun the hobbits had. Come on. Thanks for sticking around all the way to the end. If you're a fan of this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button as well as that subscribe bell, and we'll be seeing you in the next one. As per usual, I've been your host Jack Finch. You've been watching Top 5 Scary Videos, and until next time, you take it easy.